In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 new homeowner tips because the first year of homeownership, whether you're new or you've had a house before, the first year just sucks. Hi, I'm Michele Replogle, Coldwell Banker Realty. And I was thinking about this because I was actually talking to a buyer or potential buyer, maybe someday. He's not ready because he was straight up honest with me and said, I'm just not ready to become a homeowner. And I went, you're right. It sucks. The first year sucks. And I've owned a few homes and the first year sucks. Even if I'm not living in it, the first year just sucks. And why? Well, tip number 1, be prepared for unexpected things to break. I mean, you had a home inspection, you had all these inspections, you had your friends look at it. Everybody just said everything was great. And then, darn it, the hot water heater breaks. Well, I always put a home warranty on houses. It's a little insurance policy if something breaks, because inevitably when you move into a house, you use that house differently than the previous owner. And sometimes it just breaks. There's either more people in the house, or you take longer showers, or, the water heater looked good, but really it was on its last legs. Or I've had refrigerators break and heaters. I've even had heaters looked at by a home inspector and a furnace inspector, and that darn thing broke. So expect that. So my first tip is know that something's going to break. But my second tip is get really good at Google or YouTube so you can start typing some of this stuff in. Maybe you're not even going to fix it, but it's really good to have an idea of what's wrong so you know how it can be fixed. I am a huge researcher. I like to just go, okay, well, I know I'm not going to fix it, but I kind of want to know what's entailed in it. You don't want to know more than the person that you contact to fix it, because they'll be a little annoyed with that. These guys, people like to know their profession and let them just do their job. But kind of get an idea of how houses work, because part of my strengths as a real estate agent has been learning about houses and how they tick, kind of what's under the hood, really, and knowing, okay, well, when a person says this, it really means that, and sometimes stuff sounds really, really, really horrible, and it's really not too bad, and there's plenty of contractors that'll fix it. And then sometimes things sound like they're not so bad, and they're actually really, really bad. So first 2 tips, just know that it's going to be tough. Something's going to need to be fixed. And number 2 is you really want to get an idea of kind of home care and home maintenance, or who to call, and be a little bit familiar with that, because you're now taking care of it unless you have an HOA to take care of it for you. Number 3 is getting used to the payment. And that first year is so hard because maybe the payment isn't more than your rent, but it's still kind of getting used to all the different little costs. And, it'll be insurance, it'll be taxes. And then next year you'll get a little letter in the city of Santa Cruz, actually in the county of Santa Cruz, that says, hey, by the way, we're going to raise your taxes up a scooge because, we've looked at all our numbers and we're allowed to within 2% under Prop 13, and we're going to raise it a little bit. Or your insurance goes up. That goes up every year. Maybe looking for a better insurance company, because when you go to buy your house, you pick an insurance company to get your loan or just to get the sale closed, right? You just want to throw an insurance policy on the property and make sure you're covered for that first year, but maybe that's not the insurance company that you want to stay with. And then there's getting used to, if you are a renter, you might not have brunted the whole brunted. Is brunted a word? No, brunted is not a word. You actually took on more of the costs of utilities and or maintenance when you became a homeowner versus when you're a renter. Unless you're buying a condo, sometimes they take care of like water or something like that. But the other reason the first year is hard, because you move from a situation where probably part of it was paid for by the landlord, and now guess what? You get to pay for all of it. So be prepared, something's going to break just out of the gate, and just know that it's nobody's fault. I mean, short of the house falling down, right? You don't want it collapsing on you. I've never heard that happen, but That might be something that somebody knows they didn't disclose. Being familiar with what it takes to get something fixed, who to call, maybe, tap into your network of people that you know that would help you get it fixed. Of course, you can always call me. And then number 3, getting used to all the payments of all the different costs that you have as a homeowner. I think our first year we had a furnace go out and a hot water heater that needed to be replaced. And then we found out midway through that the waistline from the kitchen was no good. It had blocked up, like cement in there that it had to be taken out, and whole new waistlines had to be put in. I mean, we weren't prepared for that. I think the the home inspector might have alluded to that, but I'm not really sure if he caught that, because it literally was, we were using it and then it was blocked up, and then they had to, saw it out. So the first year, it just kind of sucks. And I'm just trying to prepare you that once you get over that first year mark of all the costs and different things, and you just kind of get used to it, and then you kind of get in the rhythm. I know what my payment is. I know what it costs to run this puppy. And now I can go back to maybe not full on vacationing. Maybe I can just go camping this year. But you know what I mean? I would just put aside, it's not going to be like the heaven that you might imagine it to be once you get the keys. I would say heaven is coming maybe in about 9 to 12 months of where you just kind of really get in the swing of things. Please subscribe, comment, share my channel. I'd super appreciate it. And then, of course, subscribe. And then check me out on Twitter for city and county information. Instagram has pictures of Westcliff, my favorite place, and some of Santa Cruz. That's where I post pictures and nice little videos. And then, of course, stay on my YouTube channel for just more information about buying and selling. And I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.